G'day everybody, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build here on the Wilder side. I'm Alara Wilder, and today I thought we would do something, well, I know I always say something a little different, but this one is a little different, and when we get to that bit you will understand. So today's build is a small house. It doesn't fit into the tiny micro or whatever they are category for the tiny living pack. This is just a smaller home. As it stands, it is 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and it's designed to fit into your magical or fairy tale neighborhood, just like the last couple have been, which I hope you're enjoying, by the way. And I'd really love some feedback if you are looking for a particular style or something different. Anyway, this is what I've called the Spellcaster's cottage, and you can see we have a little tower, we have a little room that is, it will go back there in just a second, off the side there. So it kind of looks a little bit eccentric and a little bit magical, and as you can see, even though we do put a the walls back there, it's only just so we can put the decorations there, and we're matching them here at the front. And gosh, I'm so glad we got the columns update, so now we can make columns any size we want and put them all the way up the fronts of houses and stuff, but that wasn't the case or wasn't necessary here. We've just got a little bit of decoration and those columns to match. This house is perfect for your magical family, or perhaps for your just starting out person who thinks they might want to be a witch but isn't sure, or a spellcaster, not necessarily a witch. You can see here I went with the stained glass windows and then swapped out some of them for the shutters because I just think they're so cute, and they make it or give it much more of a cottagey feel. And we've also gone with this stone, which I really love, which was part of the magical pack, but it's a more subdued overall sort of color theme with the dark. It's designed to fit into the forest, to just fade back into the trees. And here's me again putting in the cheats because I'd completely forgotten them before I started building again, but that's okay. As you can see, I typed them out. I do remember them because I type them so often. I love, love, love building in The Sims, and I really love... I changed the colours, but you watch. I think I changed them all back. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I just love building in The Sims, and I love building with, I guess, air quotes, vanilla stuff where you're just building base game and you're not using any move objects cheats, you're not using any hidden or whatever objects. But I also love being creative and taking the builds, as far as possible. So we're just doing a little bit of decorating here. I haven't gone all out in the gardens because I wanted to leave room for the overall look of it to fit into your neighborhood. So it would look really cute in Forgotten Hollow. It would look really cute in whatever the world is that I can never remember the name of that came with our magical pack. But you get it anyway. But I also wanted it to look like a pretty cottage, and so we've got a little bit of gardens around it, just enough to give it a little bit of colour. Now inside, as you can see, I'm just starting to do, or to work out where the stairs and things go. But what I've done, and you will see as we decorate, is I have left the second floor completely undecorated. It has floorboards, it has wallpapers or paints on the walls, but it has that main room and two little round rooms off it, completely undecorated. So it is space for you to turn this into your spellcaster's home. Do you want to make it into a skill building area? Excuse me. Do you want to put a cauldron up there? Do you want to put a bathroom in one and a bedroom in the other? The choice is yours. So this works in two ways. First of all, it reduces the overall cost of the lot. And secondly, it lets you turn it into the house that you need, not the house that somebody else thinks you need. So anyway, downstairs, I've tried to go for something that's not eccentric exactly, but perhaps a little more, what would you call, a little less modern and plain, and it is a little more cluttered. It is, we've brought some of those natural surfaces in by using the wood pieces, and I've tried to use these the older looking or vintage looking items to sort of fit in with the spellcaster theme. Downstairs on this ground floor, we have a kitchen, dining and living area. And as I said, you've got that second floor free. So if you want to expand, if you want to make that a bigger kitchen, put your living area upstairs, then you have the room to do so. If, however, you want to make it into a the second floor into, as I said, the skill building and a bedroom or a couple of bedrooms, the space is there for it. So you have your spellcaster or some of them items with the cabinets, but you don't have all of them. It's available for you to expand as you see fit. And I actually think this came up as cute as a button in the end. We've got those lovely rustic floorboards, which I really like, and I've gone for things that look a little older, a little more vintage, and tried to fit into what I could imagine a spellcaster's home might look like. They would have they'd be interested in greenery and, bringing the outdoors inside. There'd be herbs growing inside. There'd be items for them to use, items and ingredients for them to use for their magical workings and things. But what I've done is not included too many of the items from that pack so that you are able to include them yourself. But as you can see, we have a little laundry out here, so your your spellcasters can have clean robes and clean hats every day. And I think it works really cute as like a little mudroom or entrance vestibule or exit really, because it's at the back of the home. And it's almost, we've got growing plants in there as well. And I think of it, that actual laundry room I really, really like. And I wouldn't mind having one similar to that in my own home because I think it's really cute. So lots of greenery because I just feel like your spellcasters would want to be growing a lot of their own vegetables, and having lots of greenery inside purifies the air, all that sort of thing. And like those skeleton keys, I think fitted in really well with the theme. We've got some pots and pans on the fridge there. It's a really cute item that, which is not used a lot. And how many of you have played earlier versions of The Sims? Do you remember when The Sims used to do cooking, and they would open drawers and cupboards to get pots and knives and things out of? Forgot what I was even downloading there. It reminds me though, here's another tip for you. When you're doing your building, and you upload to the gallery, and when you finally go back and look at your building, wondering why it's not getting very many downloads, and you see that the picture is terrible, because we can't control what angle the gallery takes your photos from, or takes snapshots of the home. um, just check it while you're building so that you can rotate the lot if you need to, so that it gets a much better angle. I've got one. It's one of the larger homes that I've bought, and the front of the home are really, really attractive, but in the gallery it shows the side view, and I never thought to check. So, and I don't want to remove that from the gallery now because so many people have downloaded it and there's some lovely comments on it. I don't want to remove it, but perhaps maybe I should rotate it and re-upload it so that people can see the front of it is much more attractive than what it appears to be. So again, this is the top floor and the bedroom. Look, I don't know what it is with roofs at the moment. And particularly round roofs, you see there's a little bit poking in there. It does not interfere with the with your sim's ability to get down that side of the bed. But as I've said to you before, that beds on 3 tiles, the double beds, they are able to walk down either side. They don't need to scooch down or whatever. And you could see me adjusting the bed there. I don't know about you, but when I'm building, if I put curtains or something on the window and a, um, a, a dresser or a cupboard or something is against the wall, I don't like to see the curtains clipping into it. So I like to just take the furniture item away from the wall so they're not clipping into those curtains at all. It just, I don't know, it takes away from the realism for me. What do you think? Does it bother you? I'd love to hear what you think. So I've gone for things in here. You can see that cabinet, the dresser there looks vintage or even antique. Some of the more sort of antique-y looking lights, you've got lanterns and candles there rather than, you know, bright modern lights, and things that look like they might be appropriate in a spellcaster's room. So we've got a little ensuite bathroom up here, and as I said, you can absolutely turn one of those rooms downstairs into another bathroom if you want, and one into a bedroom. You can absolutely fit a bed into a single bed into this little round room. And hands up, who would really love bunk beds in the base game without it being a mod? And if you can't tell, I've got both my hands up. It would be fantastic, but you know, at this point I don't put any CC or modded items into my game except for those eyelashes that sometimes you'll see on my Sims, and I use the MC Command Center mostly because I'm playing the 100 Baby Challenge, and it just makes it easier to remove people from your household when you're ready for them to go, you know, and move on to the next sort of generation of your family. And although I do watch Alexis Arcade, and if I remember, I will put a link to her 100 Baby Challenge playlist in the down there. And if you don't already follow her, you definitely should. And she has moved all of her older children out into another house, and she regularly visits and plays them as well. And I think it's a really, really sweet way to play that 100 Baby Challenge. So for those of you who are, you know, taking part in this, and you can see I'm just checking how it looks on the gallery again, I think that's a really sweet way to play it. But as I said, I use the MC Command Center. It just removes them from the family, and I don't have to deal with them again. And, you know, I guess that's perhaps a little cold, but I don't know. What do you want to say? Well, I feel bad when I say that, but We're just now working on some of the exterior of the house to make it look a little more rustic and a little more like it's not a brand new building. And certainly if they were using any of these items, like for example, holding up the roofs and stuff, you know, in that kind of era, we didn't have, you know, almighty metal beams that went through the roof. They had to use other means of shoring up structures. So, and I think it looks really, really appropriate on here. And like I said, I think this building turned out really cute. I would love to hear any, if you download this building, if this little cottage, if you download it and use it in your own game, I would love to hear about the stories that you tell. I'd love to hear about the Sims that you have living here. There is a link down below to download it direct from the gallery. And also, while we're talking about links down below, you will see that I've got links to my Discord, and I'd love people to jump in the Discord and start chatting, and also to catch me on Twitter and on Instagram, although I'm a little bit inactive on Instagram. Maybe if some of you were there and said, hey, Elle, get in here, start talking to us, start showing us pictures, maybe your encouragement might have me on there a little bit more active. And another thing that is possibly an annoyance for you guys who like to build as well, do you find when you're doing terrain painting or placing things, it kind of, particularly the terrain painting, it seems to lock on or bounce off of things, and you kind of go to paint somewhere and it bounces off and ends up painting somewhere else. So that happened with an update a few months ago, and it just, I don't know, I just find it really annoying, really annoying. So of course we need a clothesline because we like to do things a little more naturally. They do have a dryer, but you know, drying clothes naturally is much better for them. They smell like sunshine. Here are our screenshots, and we have our Spellcaster sim in there actually living here. This is the second floor that you can completely turn and make into whatever you want. The bedroom or master bedroom if you choose to put more in. I had heaps of fun building this, having a spellcaster family or person in mind. I hope you enjoyed it. Here is the floor plan, so if you want to, you can recreate it. So wherever you are today, whatever you are doing, I hope you have a good one.